WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert just dropped a bombshell about Caitlin Clark that's left fans scratching their heads. Is the league's top brass out of touch with its rising stars? Let's break down why these comments are causing such a stir and what it means for the future of women's basketball. And here's the thing, Engelbert said she was surprised by Clark's impact. Really? The rookie who's been breaking records left and right. This disconnect between what we're all seeing and what the commish is saying has got people talking, and not in a good way. You might be wondering what happens when the league doesn't see eye to eye with its biggest new star. Well, it could mean big changes are coming to women's basketball. We're talking shakeups that could turn the whole game on its head. But wait, there's more. If the WNBA doesn't make the most of Clark's star power, someone else might. There's a new player in town that's got the WNBA looking over its shoulder. What could this mean for Clark and the future of the league? Stick around because we're about to get into all that and more. Alright, let's talk numbers, because when it comes to Caitlin Clark, they're off the charts. This rookie isn't just making waves. She's causing a tsunami in the WNBA, and it's leaving even Commissioner Engelbert scrambling to keep up. Clark's hitting the court like a seasoned pro, averaging 16.3 points, 6 assists, and 4.9 rebounds in her first 13 games. But here's the kicker. These aren't just good rookie numbers, they're all-star caliber stats. And remember, this is coming from someone who's fresh out of college, stepping into the big leagues like she's been there all along. Now, you might be thinking, sure, she's good, but is she really changing the game? Well, hold on to your seats because the attendance numbers are about to blow your mind. We're talking crowds of 19,103 and 20,333 showing up to watch the Indiana Fever play. Let that sink in for a second. These aren't playoff games or all-star matchups. These are regular season games for a team that's been struggling in recent years. But wait, there's more. It's not just about butts and seats. Clark's bringing in a whole new audience to the WNBA. Even Engelbert had to admit, she obviously captures a viewer we haven't had before, which is great. Great? That's the understatement of the year. It's like saying Michael Jordan was pretty good at basketball. You'd think with all this buzz, the WNBA would be going all in on the Clark effect. But here's where things get weird. It seems like they're still trying to figure out how to leverage Clark's star power. This isn't just about slapping her face on some posters. We're talking about a generational talent with a built-in fan base that's ready to follow her every move. Think about it. Clark's not just a basketball player, she's a brand. She's got the skills, the charisma, and the following that most athletes dream of. The WNBA has a golden opportunity to tap into that, to create storylines, rivalries, and moments that could captivate not just existing fans, but bring in a whole new generation of viewers. But here's the thing, whether the WNBA fully realizes it or not, Clark's impact is already forcing some big changes. Remember all those complaints about players having to fly coach, crammed into middle seats like the rest of us? Well, Clark's star power just helped push through a $50 million investment in charter flights over the next 2 years. That's right, Clark hasn't even finished her rookie season, and she's already helping to solve one of the league's biggest logistical headaches. It's like she walked into the room, pointed at a problem that's been ignored for years, and suddenly everyone's scrambling to fix it. So what does all this mean for the future of the WNBA? Well, that's where things get really interesting. Clark's not just changing the game on the court, she's reshaping the entire landscape of women's basketball. She's proving that star power can drive attendance, boost viewership, and even push through major policy changes. Alright, let's talk about the elephant on the court. Caitlin Clark's been making waves, but not just for her insane skills. She's been facing some serious heat on the hardwood, and we're not talking about the Indiana summer. You might be wondering, what's the big deal? Isn't basketball supposed to be physical? Well, Clark herself dropped a bombshell, saying she feels like she's getting hammered out there. That's not exactly the welcome party you'd expect for the most hyped rookie in WNBA history. But here's where things get really interesting. WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert's response. It's basically a shrug and a welcome to the big leagues, kid. She's calling it an adjustment that new fans need to make. An adjustment. Clark's racked up 3 technical fouls in just 10 games. That's not an adjustment, that's a WWE audition. Now, you might be thinking, is Clark just soft? Hold up, this isn't just about one player not being able to take the heat. It's about the future of the game. The WNBA's got a golden opportunity here with Clark's star power. But are they fumbling the ball? Let's break it down. Clark's not just any rookie, she's a generational talent who's bringing in record-breaking crowds. We're talking 20,000 plus fans showing up to watch her play. That's NBA territory, folks. So when she's getting roughed up on the court, it's not just her problem, it's the league's problem. But wait, there's more. The Fever's coach, Christy Sides, is not staying quiet. She's been sending videos of these rough plays to the league faster than Clark can sink a three-pointer. And guess what? The league's actually listening. They upgraded a foul on Clark by Chicago Sky's Chennedy Carter to a flagrant 1. That's a start, but is it enough? Here's the thing, the WNBA is at a crossroads. They've got the best, biggest, most physical players in the world, according to Engelbert, but they've also got a new wave of fans who are tuning in to see electrifying plays, not wrestling matches. How do they balance the physical nature of the game with showcasing their star talent? It's like trying to thread a needle while riding a unicycle. The league needs to find a way to protect its stars without watering down the intensity that hardcore fans love. It's a tightrope walk, and right now it feels like they're wobbling. But here's where it gets exciting. This controversy could be the catalyst for some real change. Imagine a WNBA where the physicality is still there, but it's channeled into explosive plays and defensive masterclasses rather than just body checks. A league where stars like Clark can shine without feeling like they're in a constant boxing match. That's the kind of basketball that could take the WNBA to new heights. We're talking about a game that keeps the grit but adds more grace. A style that showcases the incredible athleticism and skill of these players without turning every drive to the hoop into a demolition derby. And let's be real, that's what the fans want to see. They're showing up in droves to watch Clark work her magic, not to see her get knocked around. If the WNBA can find this sweet spot, they might just unlock a whole new level of popularity. So what's next? The ball's in the WNBA's court. They've shown they're willing to take a closer look at officiating, but that's just the first step. Will they seize this moment to evolve the game, or will they stick to their guns and risk alienating the very stars that are putting butts in seats? You might be wondering, what could possibly shake up the WNBA more than Caitlin Clark's arrival? Well, buckle up because there's a new player in town, and it's not just another rookie. We're talking about an entire league that's threatening to change the game of women's basketball as we know it. Enter the Unrivaled Basketball League. This isn't just some pipe dream or a half-baked idea. It's a real, upcoming league founded by WNBA players themselves. And get this, they're promising something that's got everyone's attention. Higher salaries. We're not talking chump change here. The Unrivaled Basketball League is aiming to offer the highest average salary in women's professional sports history. Now, why is this such a big deal for the WNBA? Think about it. For years, WNBA players have had to go overseas during the off-season just to make ends meet. It's been a constant struggle for fair pay and recognition. And now, here comes a league that's saying, we'll pay you what you're worth right here at home. But wait, there's more. Remember Caitlin Clark, the rookie sensation we've been talking about? Well, there's been some buzz about her potentially joining this new league if the WNBA doesn't step up its game. Can you imagine what that would mean? If Clark, with all her star power and massive fan base, decided to jump ship to the Unrivaled Basketball League, it could be a game changer. We're talking about a player who's already breaking viewership records and selling out arenas. Her presence alone could give this new league the boost it needs to really take off. But it's not just about Clark. The WNBA's handling of her and other rising stars could make or break the future of women's basketball. If they can't keep their top talent happy, who's to say other players won't follow Clark's lead? Think about it. If the WNBA loses Clark and other big names to this new league, we could see a major shift in the landscape of women's basketball. The WNBA has been the top dog for so long, but competition could change everything. Now, you might be thinking, isn't competition a bad thing for the WNBA? But here's where it gets interesting. This rivalry between leagues could actually be a good thing for players and fans alike. How, you ask? Well, for starters, competition often drives innovation. If the WNBA has to compete for talent, they might finally address some of the long-standing issues players have been complaining about. Better salaries, improved working conditions, more marketing and exposure. All of these could become reality if the WNBA feels the heat from a rival league. And for fans, more basketball, more excitement, and potentially more access to their favorite players. It's a win-win situation. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. The WNBA still has a chance to turn things around. They've got the established brand, the history, and let's face it, they've got Caitlin Clark for now. The ball is in their court. How they handle this pressure could determine whether we're looking at the dawn of a new era in women's basketball or just a blip on the radar. One thing's for sure, the next few months are going to be crucial. Will the WNBA step up and make the changes necessary to keep their stars happy? Or will we see an exodus of talent to this new, potentially more lucrative league? And what about Clark herself? She's got that big Nike contract in her pocket, which means she's got options. She doesn't have to settle for less than she's worth. Will she stick with the WNBA and try to elevate the league from within, or will she become the face of this new challenger?